I was legally kidnapped in SA for 3 years and everybody knew. To preface this, my feelings are obviously not great about it, and I now talk to my parents. I have since then left and am 21. There were many things at play and mostly emotions and fear of police and foster care. I also can't include everything as this spanned 3 years. So I was 14 and it was my freshman year of high school. It was December of 2017 and I got an Instagram message saying, "Hi, how are you?" Previously I had been arguing with my parents who were emotionally unstable and not that great. I was called horrible names and dealing with feelings of SH. I looked at the DM on Insta and it was from a guy I knew was graduating from my school this year, a senior. We'll call him Jack. I text back, "VC, this guy was known for getting vapes for kids underage and I wanted one. Sad face. Worst mistake ever." We text back and forth and I end up getting a vape from him and I told him a bit of how my mom was treating me and that I was feeling so low. When he brought the vape to me, my mom was at work and he stayed for like 2 hours. I end up telling him some things about my mom and how she was treating me and he validating my feelings, and I was 14. I felt amazing. Nobody had ever validated my feelings like that, and I got a vape. Fast forward about 2 months late, we've seen each other in public places playing it cool, but in Instagram he had sent me pictures and been pressuring me for nudes. I kept denying, but he kept sending me pics and started to make me feel bad. I didn't realize the manipulation, but I ended up telling him I don't want to show him online. BC, my family could see, and he shrugged it off. At some point I asked him for a vape and my mom was taking a late shift and he could come over. He did, and he brought alcohol. I drank before, so I thought it'd be okay, but I ended up getting really drunk. Too drunk. I ended up telling him sure, and just to pay you back. And he ended up lying to me about a condom. Jack was also telling me before he was 18. I don't know why I thought that was okay, but yeah. After this whole exchange he ends up leaving. Later on he sends me photos of my ass and other nude parts with his. I didn't know he took photos. I ended up trying to get them from him and he told me no, and the blackmail/manipulation really came appearing then. After a few more months, I'd say it's now March of 2018, he has been advising me on what to tell my mom. BC, she was suspicious, and then he said I should let them meet, and I tell my mom blah blah blah, he's great and he's younger than he looks, and they met and he ends up buying her tobacco and buying her things too. Later on I get a text from a peer about he is actually 20 and gonna be 21 later this year. At this point I felt trapped. He had dirt on me, my mom, and he was always texting me randomly rudely and wanting to fight and threatening me if I left him. So at this point we were dating. This is where it gets interesting. In the next month or two from that, my mom decides to move 2 hours away, and of course she's taking me. We are still fighting and it's at an all-time high. Jack tells me he has an idea where I wouldn't have to leave my friends or town I love or deal with my mom being so rude. She was nice to him, but to me behind closed doors I was a fat fucking cow, a selfish bitch, and other things. He tells me that I should fight with my mom more and points out things she's been doing that were manipulative and that I should be angry. I end up fighting with my mom so much she tells me to leave and I want to. She loads all my things up and drives me 2 hours to his house back in my hometown where his dad is waiting to bring my stuff in. I am now stuck nowhere to go, and now my mom is telling everyone she can what a horrible person I am, and I moved out. I was 14. Then fast forward to May 2018, I have been kicked to alternative school and enrolled myself with public school laws, and this dude's address is now my legal address, and I tell the school what's going on. At this point Jack was in a full-blown crisis. He was getting drunk every night, me and hurting to the point where he would then try to kill himself. I had no idea what to do. I told the school and they said nothing. I told everybody in town who would listen. I was severely hurt to the point where I wouldn't talk to anyone for days, and it wasn't until the midnight I turned 17 and kicked him out of my apartment I had with my brother that I finally was free. This whole story goes way deeper, but there is now trafficking and SA stories coming out of my hometown, and I feel like I should be open more to help other avoid him and his family and the police department and school who would excuse everything.